Good.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
I'm doing great. So this movie continues my favorite trend in movie history, which is Ryan Gosling as a stunt man, because we now have two. It's weird that it's happened twice, but I love that it has happened twice. But for you guys, what is it like now seeing these movies that are, this one is going to be beloved, Drive was obviously beloved, that kind of honor stuntmen and make us excited to see their side of stories?
Anybody want that?
I'll follow you up.
I guess. It's cool that movies have kind of, stuntman is a cool thing. Like we were very fortunate to choose a profession that people think it's cool. So if you go into a room and you tell somebody you're a stuntman, immediately nothing else matters and it always goes right to you, which is sometimes hard to, there's lots of really great people out there, doctors, lawyers, people that do amazing things in this world, and stuntman always kind of trumps it. So having movies that kind of have the stuntman theme in it, Drive, it was kind of, it was an undertone to what, Drive was, and just it supported his skill set. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Brad Pitt, stunt guy, won an Academy Award for it. That's the big thing, that, you could win an Academy Award for pretending to be a stunt guy, but you don't get one for being a stunt guy. And then Colt Seavers, which is just, Ryan Gosling playing Colt Seavers is just a legendary, character as far in the stunt community. And so it's really cool that all of these layers of things building up into the Fall Guy is really cool to shine the light on who we are, because we really are, for a lot of us, we're kind of like the guys that hang out in the shadows, and kind of bringing what we do and who we are to the audiences and to the public in general. I think we're really coming up on a really big time in film for, again, the stunt community recognized.
And with a movie like this, the stunts are kind of off the rails as they should be, because that's the whole kind of purpose of this. For each of you, was there one stunt in particular that you were just kind of like, this is going to be hell on my body by the end of it, but it's going to look cool on screen when people get to see it?
Well, for me, there was a couple of firsts. It was the first time I ever did a fire burn, and it was the first time I got hit by a car. So those two were definitely ones that I wanted to check off the list and kind of have in the resume. They were exciting, they were fun, they were dangerous, and I mean the whole movie was just full of insane stunts for everyone a part of it, and it was really a special movie in that regard.
Yeah, and I think for me, to go off exactly what you said, is the cannon roll for me, is where that one took so much planning and teamwork and everything to get to the point to even do it. Then it's hard, because you pull a lot of G-forces, you hit the ground really hard, you feel it, you definitely feel it. But the end result, after we have all collaborated and made this work, the end result is awesome. So it's a cool stunt. It's hard on your body, and it's also really, really hard and technical to figure out. And so that one was really fun, and I think that kind of answers that question.
But I think everybody's sacrifices on being in a foreign country, the pounding that their bodies took. I think when you see the finished product, and I think, I know all of us were super proud to know all of the hardships and pain and long days and hours to kind of put into this. When you see all of that come out when the film comes out, and see it being really received really well, and see all of your hard work on screen, that's kind of why we do it.
Yeah, it could not have paid off any better. I mean, like I've said this before in other interviews, but the every best take I felt that I had was the ones that were used in the movie. Because Dave Leitch was a stuntman. He's an amazing filmmaker, and the whole entire team. And Chris O'Hara was our second director too. So it's like, the payoff was huge. I mean, we spent so many hours, so many days, so much brain power and effort and physical to get this movie made the best we possibly could. And then seeing the movie and seeing that it is better than I could have ever imagined, that's the payoff right there.
Yeah, and it's truly like, the minute I saw the trailer for this movie, I knew I was going to love it, and then seeing it, I was like, great, this lived up to every expectation I possibly had. But unfortunately, my favorite part is watching this man sit in a car crying to Taylor Swift, because I was like, yeah, that's relatable. I feel like we all have that song that is like, I'm just going to sit here and cry. I asked this of the cast, and I want to know from you guys, is there a song that you, like, when you want to just sit and cry after a hard day at work, that you put on and you're like, yeah, this is my cry song?
Well,
I feel like you have this one teed up there, Chris. It's ready. It's in the back pocket.
Teed up. One that kind of caught me, I think, while making The Fall Guy was a song by the Chemical Brothers, Where Do I Begin? And so just kind of caught me, and probably at a very sleep-deprived, missing my family, appreciating life moment, I think I probably shed a tear to that song.
yeah, I mean, I could feel, I understand what he's saying, because when you're away from your family and you're there, I turn on the radio and almost any song makes me cry. You could relate it into how you feel, but I don't know, it just depends on how I'm feeling, because after having kids, you seem to cry a little bit more, and sometimes songs make you do that.
Yep. Even sometimes Zoom interviews.
Yeah. Might cry right now. I gotta go.
I don't really have a song that makes me cry. I have songs that kind of that I put on, or playlists that I put on at the end of like a long day, and I just kind of zone out and kind of just think about, or just think about things and just kind of refresh. But like, I don't really have songs that get me very emotional.
Yeah, do you just thumbs up the song at the end of it? You
Just
don't
like,
cry
great
anything?
song, yeah,
Kinda-
good song.
I do too, with a movie like Fall Guy. I love that it makes it very clear that, like, yeah, it looks effortless. It looks like the stuntmen aren't hurt, but it's like these things that we're making them do actually do hurt. Like, I love with the fire sequence when he says, like, no, it like does hurt. It is hot. I'm on fire, to Emily Blunt's character. For you guys, is there one stunt that you know on screen people just assume doesn't hurt at all, but probably hurts the most of all? I know you said you're ones that, like, within this movie, but is there a stunt that people genuinely think doesn't really hurt, that is the worst to do?
Well, I feel yours are obvious. Yours are quite intense and crazy, but for me,
Mine don't normally hurt. Is the cannon rolls, those hurt like in a very unique type of way, where it's not like you're getting hit. It's not like someone's punching you. It's not like you crashed on a motorcycle and you hit the ground. It's a force, So there's so much force and G forces happening that I guess you could say that hurt is the word for that. It just feels really weird. But yeah, I mean, I do a lot of motorcycle stunts too, and those tend to hurt pretty bad. It is depending on what you're doing, Like, there's these stunts called a cable off, where you go over the handlebars and you hit the ground, and you could not hit the ground any harder. And so yeah, those hurt,
But along with a lot of these stunts, don't forget that we're padded up. We try and at places that we can pad up. Sometimes we put pads on the ground, and all the stunt guys have pads strategically located in places that can protect them the best that they can. We are still creating the illusion of danger. We are calculating this this thing that the audience wants to see. So we try and mitigate all of the the things that could go wrong, but they're still the unknown. So a lot of those things, I would say probably Ben in the car hit. That's kind of car hits. We rehearse. We actually had a chance to rehearse it. We rehearsed it in a padded environment, but still nuances on the day. The speed's a little different. The windshield breaks. He comes off the car in a weird way. Those are things that you can have the most talented person and know what's going to happen, but those factors can change. And so some of those things, that's where, you take your bumps and bruises. And going back to what you said about, the moment when Ryan kind of talks to Emily about, being set on fire hurts, being ratcheted against a thing that hurts, but that's being real, but what we do, it's like, And I think that was the great arc for Ryan's characters, because when you're in the moment, it's always the thumbs up. You know, we don't ever want to show weakness. We don't ever want to kind of let anybody into what we're really feeling. And the easiest way to convey that is just give the thumbs up, right? And so we give the thumbs up, and then you go feel it. And so that was a great switch in that moment for Ryan and Emily. That's kind of really what it's about, you know. And we don't really let anybody know that until we get home. You know?
And to touch on what Chris just said too, like we're in no way daredevils winging it, going for it, just seeing what's going to happen. We're trying to make the best entertainment possible. Sometimes you have to go all the way as far as the audience would think it would take, but the other times you could find ways to have special pads dug into the ground, or have yourself padded up in a certain way, or do it with camera angles as well, you know, and bring down speeds, bring down the intensity, but still the audience will see, like, what they see is the high intensity big wreck, because we're trying to make the best entertainment. We're not trying to go hurt ourselves. That's the last thing that we ever want to happen. So most of the time we do this stuff, and it'll look really wild and crazy and looks like it hurts, but we could do it 20 times. You know, it's an art. It's really an art form. It's not we're not just going for it.
Yeah. And to that point, I do have a question that, so Ryan Gosling has a famous, he got punched in the face by Harrison Ford story. Do those stories make you guys happy that it's not you when it happens, where it's like, yeah, Harrison Ford punched Ryan Gosling, and I'm not in that. I didn't get punched in the face by Indiana Jones.
Well, the hard part about that is that there still is a stunt coordinator there, right? And it's the stunt coordinators overseeing these two actors, and you want to try and get the actors into the scenes as safely as possible as you can. And so that's one of those things that, you know, it was Harrison Ford and Ryan Gosling, but, you know, it's still, for the stunt coordinator, you're just like, oh my God, you know, it's like you set this up, you asked them to do that. So as far as a stunt guy hitting an actor, it's just, you know, you kind of want to, you know, not let that happen. But we are also, again, creating the illusion of these fight scenes, and, you know, that's why we always, you know, joke about, you know, a fight guy, you know, a stunt guy would be really bad in a real fight, because, you know, all his punches would be thrown like, you know, 6 inch, all misses, right? And so it's just, you know, we never want that to happen.
Yeah. I thank you guys so much for talking with me. I love this movie so much, and so I really appreciate your time today.
Now, are you wrapping up just because the cat's there, or is it because your time's up?
Yeah.
My time is up because I jumped
That could
the very last minute.
that could be a little distracting.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
Benjamin, oh my God. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate
All right.
it.
All right.
Thank
See you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That was the cat's ass right there.